Good morning, everyone. Coming to you from Kurabel, and it is a cold day, a grey old day out here, but it's good to see you all, and I'm excited to do a reading for you all today. So I'm wanting to go through a couple of things though that came up as I was talking to a few people who've seen these readings. So as a lot of you know who've seen this before, the way the reading works is I'm pulling collective cards, so 3 cards that represent the theme of the week. However, I've had someone say to me that they've stumbled across the videos, you know, a week later or a couple of weeks later, and it was still relevant for them. So it's definitely worth noting that just because this is a weekly forecast doesn't mean that it's going to be any less insightful for you to revisit or to look at some of the recordings from weeks gone by. You'll also notice, as I've mentioned before, hey Dia, how are you going? So you'll notice that there's actually some themes that come through. I think in the last month or so that I've been doing these readings, there's been a few star cards that have been coming up all the time. So Selenite's one of them, which is all about guidance. I think Apatite was in there, about having foresight. Azurite, which is a focus stone. And I think there are a few more. Oh yeah, Botswana agate also came up a few times. So even though we're doing these weekly forecasts, the movement of energy is kind of like the planets in some way. It's not just a moment in time. It's a whole movement that ebbs and flows, and there are different strands that come through. It's also important to remember that time is an illusion anyway. So when you come to this information or any information out there, of course you're going to be coming across it at the perfect time. Just like when you read a book that you go, wow, I could not have picked a better time to be reading this right now. Likewise with any of these readings. So don't feel because it's not the week that you can't go back and have a look, because there's so many different crystals, and this is one of the reasons why I started doing this and doing this popcorn style reading. Hey Joe, so good to see you. It's my cousin from Tassie. Lots of love. Yeah, one of the reasons why I do this popcorn style is because it gives me the opportunity to speak about something that I love the most, which is crystals. So there's always going to be different information that comes out, no matter if I get the same crystals week to week. There's different information that comes through at different times. So for example, black tourmaline might work for some as a protective stone because it is known as one of the protection stones, but for others it actually works with helping to clear the mind and negative thoughts within the mind, and for others it can be grounding. So depending on what I'm feeling in the moment is what I'll speak about, but it's not to say that I cover the whole spectrum of how these stones work. So anyway, let's get into it. I'm wanting to do 3 cards. So the first card, remember, is the opening of the week and the energies we're working with the opening, and the center card is what really holds the focus for us and holds the juice, so to speak. Hey Sini, good to see you. And Kylie, oh, all these beautiful people. I'm so happy to see you on here. And thirdly, the last card is the culmination. So what I do, oh, you made it, Kylie. There you are. So good to see you. So what I like to do is, once I've pulled these 3 cards, is actually weave them together, because the 3 of them together kind of work as a cohesive, unified energy. So every trinity is going to have a different flavor. So let's go. Oh, we have a jumping card. Always good to see a jumper. Crocoite, the stone of passion. This is one of my favorites. Crocoite is not a stone that you come across often in crystal stores. It's quite rare and interesting. You're on there, Joe, because Crocoite is only found, as far as I'm aware, in Tasmania, a little island at the base of Australia. So, hey Henrietta, good to see you. So Crocoite is all about passion, and it's specifically when we speak about passion, it's obviously a fiery energy. I mean, you can tell by these colors, those brilliant colors, about activating your passion. You know, I just spoke about, I'm passionate about speaking about crystals. What are you passionate about? This is really starting the flavor now of asking yourself, where is my passion? Where does it lie? And if you've been feeling a little flat or uninspired, how can you spark that? So Crocoite's a really interesting stone in that it grows in lots of like long pointy shards. If you were to Google it right now, you'd be quite amazed at how it grows. And it's I guess more of its masculine counterpart who works in the field, the same color rate is carnelian. So carnelian's all about creativity. So passion and creativity together is very much a sacral chakra energy. All about activating that creative power, but also the sexual energy. So passion for Crocoite is specific to the feminine sexual energy and the fires that really can move and erupt when fully ignited. So yeah, that's a really, really fiery, beautiful, juicy one to start with today. And see what the second card is. Hey, Catherine, good to see you too. So as I said, we have a lot of repeats. This is another one, Apatite. It keeps on coming through, and it's because the diva of Apatite is going, come on, you didn't pick up what I'm putting down. What is wanting to be focused on right now is foresight. How can you use your passion and know where you want to take it, not just, so there's a closer look. Where do you want to take your passion? How do you see yourself? How do you see a life that you want to live? And what is going to give you the motivation to move there? Wow, Will, we've got everyone all over the world here now. I'm so excited to see you. Awesome. So Will's joining from Japan. I'm not sure where you are, Henrietta. You're probably over in some exotic location as well. And let's do the third card. Okay. Aquamarine. So this is really interesting. We've got an extremely fiery card beginning us, and then a very much a watery card ending the week. So we've got the balance of fire and water here, and right in the middle is our vision and intention and our foresight. So sometimes you need a spark or a kick to get things moving, honing it in with focus and intention and vision, and then allowing it to flow. So aquamarine is got that really beautiful watery flowing energy, but also it is a stone of simplification, so keeping things simple. I love this. This is just what I need to hear right now as I'm sort of really stepping into that, wanting to fully birth my passion, birth my gifts, and wanting to find a way to deliver that is actually creating a life I want to live. You know, it's all very well having all these ideas and passions that you want to do and want to birth in the world, but if it's something that's creating a life for yourself where you're going to be running around and stressed out, you've got to really keep in check with yourself, with the foresight. What's the actual life I want? It's not just about, I want a super successful business or, you know, all this abundance. It's like, yes, that is what we want, but how does it feel? How does your daily life feel and look like? And keep that in check, because the best way to make this happen is keeping it simple. we tend to overcomplicate things all the time. I know I do. So that's a really good reminder to keep things simple. So if I was going to weave together all of these energies of Crocoite, Apatite, and Aquamarine, it would be when I ignite my passion and hone my vision, I am able to allow the flow to simply carry me to wherever I choose to go. And I really hope that all of you, whatever your projects are, wherever you are in your life, if you're feeling a bit flat, it's time to get your passion activated, time to really think about what you want for your life. Oh, that's so good to hear, Catherine, where you're at. Yeah, totally. And this is juicy. This is really great. This is following on very much from the last few weeks of, really, this is the time. This is the time. We're in such transformational times. So that's really a beautiful week ahead of us and very motivating. So I'd love to pull some cards for anyone that is online there. And I also wanted to do some shout outs. It is my friend Rosie's birthday today. So happy birthday, Rosie, in Melbourne. I know that you'll be watching this a bit later, so I'm going to be pulling a card for you later as well. And also my beautiful friend Michelle, it is her birthday this week as well. So I will pull a card for you both. And Dia, yeah, perfect. Oh, I'm really glad you like that. So if any of you online would like a card, please give me a wave, give me a shout out. Otherwise, I am pulling a request for Cheryl down on Flinders Island, where Joe is. Yes, Joe, great. I'm going to do the Tassie girls first, Joe and Cheryl. So, Joe, this one's for you. Beautiful Cuzzy, haven't seen you in ages. Lodestone. Okay, so this is what is the center of the earth is made out of. Lodestone is also called magnetite. It's very magnetic. So this is a wonderful stone of not only super grounding and anchoring into yourself, but also trusting you have the magnetic ability to draw to you what you need right now. You are, I know you so well, Joe, you're such a creator and you have the ability to anything that you may need in order to get the flow on some projects going. You have the magnetic ability to draw those to you. So if you stop and really give yourself the time to ground in and just get out of the head and really go deep within the body. So lodestone is very much about the base chakras and more so the soul star, not soul star, the earth star beneath your feet. So connecting right deep into your connection with the earth and feeling that magnetic power that sits there. Okay, so Kylie and Sini, yes, we'll get one for you. But first, I'm just going to pick one for my friend Cheryl down on the island. So, if none of you have heard of it, Flinders Island is the most gorgeous paradise down in Bass Strait, just near Tasmania, or it's part of Tasmania. Yes, we have lots of time, Catherine, one for you for sure. Okay, Cheryl, this one's for you. This is Ruby, the spiritual warrior. This is one that came up the other week, energy, and with our deep and potent, passionate, courageous energies. So there may be requirement for you to really call on your courage and your warrior spirit in something in your life right now, and know that you have this ability. And I know that about you. I can see that in you. You are a courageous and open-hearted, amazing woman. So any challenges that you may be facing right now, know that there is this energy with you that you can really pull on your heart, but your creative abilities as well. The passion project time. Yes, Tashi, for sure. Okay, so Kylie, got one for you. Blue lace agate. So this is a stone of calm expression. Anytime you see a blue stone, it is always counteracting a fiery nature, or a fiery, any kind of fiery emotions that you may be processing at the moment. So there's a lot of, I mean, fire is good. You know, all the elements are great, but sometimes there's a need to bring it into balance. So blue lace agate is like, how can you bring your passion out and speak that and communicate that, but in a way that's going to be received in a more fluid way, rather than feeling like it's just like, wow, this passion all at once. So how can you choose your words and choose the way in which you express, and you imagine the passion that's coming deep from within, passing through this beautiful like water, so it has like a fluid nature to your delivery. So I hope that one makes sense for you. And we've got Sini and Catherine. Okay. Sini, fluorite, mental mastery. So I think you said you had a couple of weeks in a row where you got azurite. So azurite and fluorite are good friends. It's still all very mind orientated. So we know that fluorite grows in beautiful octahedrons, so this beautiful diamond shape, and the diamond shape is, and specifically the purple fluorite, is very much a pineal gland activator and clearer, because a lot of our pineals are pretty calcified. So fluorite is a crystal that really assists with clearing the pineal gland and helping us to really balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, so we can really bring order to our thoughts. But yeah, it's really good to also remember that fluorite, it does come in various colors, but what I'm really feeling right now is this purple, because that's the main one that's coming through here. So that's not only ordering thoughts, but also activating for your third eye as well. So really your vision space, it connects in with the apatite again, your visioning, but also getting your mind working for you, not allowing your mind to run you, if that makes sense. So bringing that passion from deep within your womb and then shooting it up, filtered through your heart and through your mind's eye, and making sure that the mind is ordered in a way to deliver what you need to deliver. And Will, can you do one for Mykono too? And if you have time, oh, Mykono, hi, I would love to do one for you both. And so good to hear, Kylie. I'm really happy. Communicating truth. It's all about truth, the blue cards for sure. Truth and communication. So I'm going to do Catherine next, then Will and Mykono. Okay. Catherine, pearl. Okay, this is beautiful. This actually came up the other day when I was doing a reading. So pearl is, some people might say, oh look, it's not really a crystal because it's something that obviously forms inside shells, but it is still very much an energy that is worth looking into, just like coral as well that grows in the ocean. So that it is crystallized. So pearls are formed through little grains of sand that sort of wedge their way inside shells, and they form a little bit of an irritation, and that irritation causes the little sea creature to bring little bits of calcifications and things around it to stop the sand moving around, and slowly over time it makes a pearl. So something that starts as being irritating and frustrating can actually grow to be something quite beautiful and really divine. I mean, pearl's also the first crystal in the Trinity that works specifically with the women's mysteries. So it's called the Isis Trinity, and it starts with pearl, and it represents the feminine energy from the purity of a young girl. So it's very much this new, fresh, beautiful, pure energy. And it also is, they form in the shape of the moon, so also connected to the lunar nature of the feminine spirit. So ask yourself now, you know, you may be feeling a little irritated about something. And I know, being a new mama, that wouldn't be too hard to imagine. So yeah, just know that this little irritation will grow to be into something that is going to be opening a whole new chapter. I mean, obviously having, oh, Kelly, so good to see you too, another mama. Yeah, so it's really going to be, the irritation will grow to something beautiful. So I hope that is insightful for you as well. Pearl card, yeah, okay, perfect. So now this one's for you, Mikino, over in Japan. I love having people from all over the world here. It's so great to see you. And Kelly, so good to see you too. Hey, beautiful. Okay, so Mikino, this one's for you. And I'm going to do Will at the same time. I miss you guys. Okay. Oh, so beautiful. Okay. So Mikino, we've got clear quartz. So clear quartz is most familiar to people. When you say the word crystal, they think of a clear quartz. So clear quartz has got the largest spectrum of light available to it. Although it is completely clear, it really holds the whole rainbow. It's got such a broad spectrum that anything can be amplified through clear quartz. So if you put clear quartz with something else, it is amplified. And it's all about light embodiment and opening yourself to more levels of light. And it's interesting because it's also one that specifically works with the spine. And I know you're a massage therapist, so you're helping people to align their spines and help their body channels to receive more light. So that's really beautiful that that card has come for you. And it's also a tonic for the nervous system and the whole cerebral cortex and the spine. So this is, clear quartz is a tonic for the body, but also opening to more light. I've just got little layers of mist and rain coming in at the moment. I thought I'd do today's reading outside, but yeah, it's looking pretty misty out there. And Will, this one is quite suitable. I'm really thrilled this came through to you. Garnet, manifestation of purpose. So garnet is not only one of my favorite stones, but it is single-handedly one of the most masculine principles of all the crystals. And it is how we manifest our purpose. And I can see the transformation that you've been going through, and I'm really super excited because when this card shows up, it means you've been thinking about it, you've been dreaming in that space, but now you're actually taking active steps and stepping into the man that you are and able to really bring all those divine masculine qualities through you and through your expression in a really humble and noble way. So, and the fact that you two together, I mean, this clear quartz is going to be amplifying that too. So it's really beautiful to pull a card for both of you and sending so much love. Mwah! Miss you. Okay, and Kelly, I'm going to pull you a card, gorgeous, because I haven't seen you for ages. So I'm just going to do one more, and then I've got a couple of requests as well. Okay. Kelly, this one's for you. Okay, rhodonite is all about patience. It's not something we like to hear often. So I don't know if there's something that you're feeling like you need to have patience around, but it's also, not only is it about patience, but it is a pink stone that has black through it. So you can see it's got pink and then also layers of black. These cards represent the actual color frequency makeup within each of the stones. So the black present in the rhodonite actually really grounds it. So all pink stones are stones of the heart, And yes, rhodonite is a stone of love, but it's a type of love that's very physical and tangible and practical. And it is, because it's in our physical realm, our three-dimensional reality with that black that grounds it in. You know, our physical, our density, our physical nature is the last kind of expression of love, if that makes sense. So love, when we speak of the energies of the heart and so many different, you know, thinking of kunzite and rose quartz and a lot of the pink ones, they're quite high frequency, sort of unconditional love, which is beautiful in theory and yes, absolutely divine. But when it comes to practical in this life kind of love, rhodonite is what anchors it in. So I hope that makes sense for you, that this is about allowing the time it takes for all of the more lofty experiences of love to actually anchor through the different realms, through the energetic bodies, through the mental, the emotional, and make its way into the physical. So that process takes time, and that process requires patience. And love takes many forms as well. So love can be a creation. It can be so many things that you are calling in for yourself. And it takes time, but that card just says that it's coming. It's in the field. So, oh, Fawzi, good to see you. I was thinking about you the other day because the last two cards you got 1 week in a row one was gold and one was silver. So I thought that was super, super beautiful and balanced. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card now for Rosie, whose birthday it is today. Citrine, so beautiful. Well, we all love abundance, and citrine is the card of abundance. So how perfect for your birthday. And may the light, the golden light of citrine shine all around you. And I think from memory, oh no, that wasn't in your name, Trinity, but yeah, citrine is a stone that is allowing abundance on all levels. And just so you know that abundance is all around us. It's opening the channels to receiving abundance, which is what is important. So yeah, may that carry you through your day. And Mum, I've got one for you too. And this has been a long one today, but I don't have to rush off, so that's super nice. Okay, hemimorphite, the egoless state. So it is also a blue card. So when we see the blue, it is about communication and about truth and about sharing truth from a space that is obviously the center of your being, and that is not concerned about the outcomes of a response or even how you are perceived through sharing truth. So when I think about the egoless state, it always reminds me of the teachings of the Buddha, and how he said that the ultimate state to be in is to not be moved by neither praise nor insult. So yeah, that's an interesting one, because you know we basically don't want to have negative responses in the world, but we're welcoming the positive ones. But what if we could be in an absolute space of equilibrium where neither would move us? We wouldn't inflate if we had a positive outcome, and we wouldn't deflate if we had a negative outcome. It was just being 100% truthfully and authentically you, and expressing that in all that you do. Yes, all these cards are for me. So yeah, as I said at the beginning of the reading, a lot of the time all of these cards is going to speak to a lot of people. So that is my prayer and my intention as well. Okay, I've got time for one more. So I'm just going to pull one for Michelle for her birthday, and if anyone else wants one, just give me a wave and we can do it quickly. Okay, Michelle, this one's for you. Sapphire. This is beautiful. So sapphire is a friend of ruby and emerald, which we've had before. Also part of the Council of Seven, one of the original crystalline frequencies that was anchored into the earth long ago. And it is the stone of truth. And I think that very much continues on with all of the blue cards, is how, hey Sophie, so good to see you, how to live as a living, breathing expression of truth, and not just your personal truth, but the truth that is coming from spirit. Like, how can we, that truth is so, everyone's truth is different, right? We all have different perceptions of reality, and we all see life from a slightly different perspective. But when we can really open our hearts and our bodies to a truth that goes beyond our ego, it goes beyond our personal life, and a truth that resonates on every cell of our body, this is a state that that we're all aspiring to. And so I send that to you for your birthday, Mish, on the weekend. Lots of love to you, and so good to see you, Sophie and Fawzi. So that's all I've got time for today, but sending you love, and remembering you can watch these at any time and pick up little keys and codes along the way from all the crystals that have come through. So much love. Bye.